It's the Sean Widmer Podcast. It's a journal by someone that just really doesn't like to write.
I'm recording Hurt tonight, playing through the pain just for you all tonight. We'll get into that here in just a little bit. What happened? Oh my gosh, my worst injury of the year. Let's talk about it. We've got to talk some candy on the podcast tonight. I've got an observation for Kelly's What Are You Into? And it's a special week. It's a very special week. Basketball fans, it's the most special week. And no, it's not about the NBA Finals. We'll talk about that here in a second. It's going to be a quick one tonight. I'm kind of excited, recording this late on a Tuesday. It was hot in Lexington today. I've got so many injuries. You know what? I'm not going to talk about that one. It was hot. I sweat a lot. Sweat leads to chafing. Let's just put it that way. I got to hurry, though, because this came out today. For those of you watching on YouTube, the brand new came out today. Dungeons & Dragons Dragon Delve Adventure Anthology book came out. It looks sick. The cover, if you're watching on YouTube, is amazing. For the alt cover, which I got tonight, shout out to the gang at Rusty Scabbard here in Lexington. Had the alt covers available. Very excited to dive into that tonight before bed. So we got to record. We got to get this out there so I can dive into that thing and check out what the very first non-core 3 book, non-core 3 book for 2024 rules is. Anyways, nerd. It is Hoopfest week. What a transition, right? From rolling them dice to my favorite thing in the world, basketball. It's Hoopfest week. For those of you who don't know what that is, up there in Spokane, Washington, where I'm from, there is a 3-on-3 tournament that happens at the end of June every year. It's the world's largest 3-on-3 tournament. And it's not just a joke of, oh, it's really big, so we say it's the world's largest. It's the world's largest for a reason. It's massive. Hoopfest is massive. Takes up all of downtown Spokane, trickles from downtown to the river that runs through downtown, trickles to the north side of that river, fills up a couple parking lots there. It's just huge. Hoopfest is absolutely huge. And it's my favorite weekend of the year, unless Christmas falls on a weekend. I'm not going this year. I'm not playing this year. This is back-to-back years I've missed Hoopfest. Last year I missed it for the birth of my son, Woods, and this year I'm missing it for the 1-year-old birth of my son, or 1-year-old birthday of my son, Woods. And then moving forward, I will see you at the end of June every year, Spokane, to play in Hoopfest. 2-year hiatus between the move and baby birth. So we're back. We're back next year. I'm so excited to follow my buddies this year who are playing in it. For those of you who are, I hope you're hydrating. Tomorrow is going to be a big day. Wednesday, I guess the day this is released, recording this on Tuesday night. Wednesday, the brackets normally come out for Hoopfest, and you can find out, when your team plays, when your friends' teams plays, and start to chart your path on Saturday as to when you're going to be at your game, but also whose games can you watch because they're within walking distance, and you can make it to your game in time and see theirs. Oh, it's just magical. So shout out Hoopfest. Greatest thing going. I'm going to miss it so much this weekend. Last year on Saturday of Hoopfest, I was holding my brand new baby. That is a special, special feeling, one that has not gotten old for me. I'm not going to have it happen again, so that was the last time. But there's something magical about holding your baby, right? Oh, it's just this tiny, little, cute, not really. They're gross. Babies are disgusting. They're not cute. But you're holding this new infant, new to the world, and you just know, okay, this is it. Let's kick off life. We've got you for the next many years until you go off on your own and hopefully come back home and visit from time to time. But you just got this cute, it's not cute. You got this little creature in your hand, this little urchin in your hand, and it's so special. And last year when I was doing that in the hospital, holding Woods and just loving how little he was, and knowing that, we're all he had at that time. He didn't have anything else besides mom and dad. And the whole time I was holding him, I was like, dude, Marcus and Mike are blowing it right now at Hoopfest. I'm looking at my phone. I'm like, what? They lost again. They're in the losers bracket. What? Marcus, Mike, Tony, what happened? Losers bracket. And so I'm texting. I'm holding my brand new baby. My wife's like, why are you on your phone? I'm like, because the boys are losing at Hoopfest, and I can't handle that right now. It's magical. Hoopfest is just the best. Shout out to Hoopfest. If you've never been, I'd recommend it. If you like basketball at all, it's a must-go-to event to play in or even to spectate. Plus, it's up there in one of the most beautiful areas in the world, Eastern Washington. So go check it out. Okay, something happened tonight. The reason I was at Rusty Scabbard and got to grab Dragon Delve's new book is because Tuesday night I've got Dungeons and Dragons. My group plays on Tuesday nights there, and so we're playing our game. You know, you bring a drink, you bring snacks. Some people bring some dinner, and you sit around the table and you have a fun time. But snacks are always important, and I normally will have some chips. I've made the mistake of eating crunchy chips a couple of the last weeks, and you realize real quickly when you're trying to listen to other people talk how freaking loud crunchy chips are. Like, crunchy Cheetos sound like mini bombs going off in your mouth. Sound like mini car crashes. That's also bad. What's a loud sound that isn't a trigger right now? Is there one? Very loud. This is very loud when you're chewing them next to other people and people are trying to listen and you're causing extra noise. But everyone's got their snacks. And tonight I saw something that I wanted to shout out because they're underappreciated, everyone, and you need to jump on board. I've talked about them on the podcast before, and if it wasn't the podcast, it was back on the radio show back in the day. Kristen in our group busted out her snack tonight late. We're nearing the end of our session, and she goes into her bag of tricks and Mary Poppins out a bag of Circus Peanuts. Oh. And I sat there longing to eat one of those Circus Peanuts, but she didn't get the big bag or the normal size bag. It was a small bag. So the second she busted it out and I saw him, I knew I wanted to say that I liked him, but there was no way I was going to ask for one. And she even offered me one, but there's so few of them in that bag. I wasn't going to just get my grubby mitts into a small bag of Circus Peanuts. Bigger bag, I would have absolutely dove right in. But that's one of those candies that's on a small list of candies that are very polarizing. And I love Circus Peanuts. My mom loves Circus Peanuts, so I think I got it from my mom. I was talking to Kristen about her love for Circus Peanuts. She said her dad loved them. So this is apparently a genetic thing that is handed down from a parent to a child. And so I'm excited to find out which one of my 3 kids will love Circus Peanuts. I already know the answer. It's going to be Olivia. It's going to be Olivia. I can tell you that right now. And I'm excited to pass on the love of Circus Peanuts to her. It's going to be great. But it's on a list with some other candies. And I'm starting to realize a lot of these, not all of them, I'm going to read you one I don't like. But I think if you like Circus Peanuts, you like a lot of the fringe candies. For instance, black licorice. I love black licorice. Put Good and Plenty on that list as well, which is just black licorice covered in a candy shell. You are the one with a candy shell. Okay, it is a great candy, Good and Plenty, but black licorice is polarizing. A lot of people do not like it at all. I love it. Seasonally, there's a lot of seasonal candies that fall into this list, and I like each one of them. Candy corn, polarizing. I enjoy it. Peeps, I love Peeps. Love Peeps. And then peppermint nougat. I would say those peppermint nougats are pretty polarizing around Christmas. They are like the white discs with the candy cane striped red edges. And then I think a Christmas tree pattern, green, red, Christmas tree pattern in the middle of them. Those Brock's peppermint nougats. I love those. And I think those are kind of those candies that are cusp candies. A lot of people do not like them. I love them. One candy that I do not like, but I don't think it's as hated on as a lot of the other candies I just mentioned, are Tootsie Rolls. I don't like those, but that might just be that might just be because I don't really love chocolate in general. I say that, and tomorrow, if my wife brings home a bag of Hershey's Kisses, I'll eat all of them. So take that for what you will. My dislike for Tootsie Rolls. But I don't like them. I know a lot of people do. I don't like them at all. And I know a lot of other people don't like them as well. That would be my sort of cusp candy I don't like. Otherwise, I think if you like one, you like them all in that cusp candy world. So shout out to Kristen. Thank you for making it so that all I could think about the rest of the night was going to a gas station and getting some Circus Peanuts. Circus Peanuts, which I didn't do last night. Maybe I'll do it on my way into work tomorrow. And we've got an event that we're going to be doing tomorrow. So maybe I'll get a couple bags of Circus Peanuts and share them with the folks I'm working with tomorrow so maybe they haven't tried them. They can understand the power of the peanut. I'm playing with an injury. I mentioned that today. Gosh dang. My son Woods, happy birthday almost, big guy. He is very active. And one thing I'm excited about with him, he loves playing with a ball. Olivia and Huck, they were not big fans of me throwing a ball to them and them throwing it back. So Woods loves it. He has a couple basketballs, and he'll grab it and he'll throw it at me, and he wants me to throw it back. He'll even hold his arms out already because he knows he can kind of catch it. So we play catch a lot. Well, today I was kind of kicking the ball with him, and I kicked the ball, and he just was fascinated by it. You could see it in his eyes. How did you do that? So we're kind of kicking the ball back and forth. Huck came in. He was like, okay, well, I don't like sports, but if Woods likes it and he's getting this kind of reaction from Dad, I'm going to be interested. So Huck kind of starts playing. And so I'm kind of kicking the ball around, and I got all of a sudden feeling like I'm Pele, and I'm doing all these little soccer tricks that I don't know to Huck to try to break his ankles. And the ball got up against the wall, and I went to kick it and like drag it back, but I'm not coordinated. And so I kicked, and my pinky toe hit the wall. Problem is, it hit the wall where I don't know what they're called. I think stoppers, los stoppers, a stopper, which when you open your door, it hits those stoppers that are going bing, those things. And all of those have been taken off of our wall because my son Woods tries to take them off and eat them. So we've just removed them temporarily. So instead of hitting where that stopper it hit where the stopper used to be, and there's a metal disc right there that has a little lip on it that's rather sharp. And I kicked it, and I ripped so much of my pinky toe off. I'm not talking like I skinned it. I ripped a huge chunk of my pinky toe off. And it was one of those where like I could feel the pain like intern. I'm like, like you know what you don't want to look down because it's like, okay, well, I know what it feels like to stub my toe. I know what it feels like to get a scrape on my foot. I felt a chunk of skin go off there, and it hurts real bad, and I know that's going to be bad when I look down. And sure enough, I was bleeding like insane, just insane. A wild amount of blood, which is just great. What a great story for the podcast. But I try my best. I'm not a doctor. I try my best to wrap it. So I wrapped it the first time. I was going to go on a walk with the kids. And so I wrapped it up and then like taped it up and thought I had it all good. Just bled through my wrapping, bled through my socks. It's just like disgusting. So I took a little break, tried to get the bleeding to stop, sort of got it to stop, and hobbled around the rest of the day. But having an injury on your toe and then trying to walk normal the rest of the day, I'm going to look like a real goofball tomorrow walking around the work site, the job site, just kind of limping around. What happened? I was playing soccer. I kicked the wall and my toe fell off. It's just not that cool of an injury, but it hurts like heck. Holy smokes. Anyways, podcasting through an injury today, you're welcome.
Kelly's, what are you into?
I'm very into the differences between the person I like the most and me, right? My wife, Anna Marie. I love her. She's great. And we get along real well, but there's so many similarities, but there's so many things that are so wildly different that sometimes you go, what do you enjoy about me? And we had one of these moments the other day where I just thought, what? And I don't know if this is a girl thing, a wife thing, mom thing, but I was just blown away at how this happened in her brain. So my wife travels a lot for work. So the other morning, she's like, can you take me to the airport? I said, yeah, absolutely. And we're going to leave the house at 4:15. So that's cool. Whatever. Wait, I'm going to set my alarm, going to roll out of bed, drive her to the airport, drive back, try to get some sleep before the kids wake up. It's all good. So my alarm goes off. I'm groggy. I grab her bags and trying to get them in the car. I'm trying to get my eyes open so I can drive. And, she's getting ready. And so I've got everything in, jump in the car, start backing out of the driveway. I'm just like, okay, it's a 15-minute drive from my house to the airport, drop off, 15 minutes back. I can probably do this in 40 minutes. So 40 minutes of time, and I can get back in bed and fall back asleep for 2 hours until the kids wake up. Don't worry, we have someone in the house during this time. I didn't just drive away and leave my kids alone in the house. So I'm driving. And I haven't left the neighborhood yet, so I've been driving for maybe 30 seconds to a minute. And in a span of probably 5 minutes, my wife had more thoughts go through her head about the day than I have had this entire week, starting Sunday and going now till midnight on Tuesday night. In about a 5-minute span, my wife talked about our baby monitors and some thoughts she had about them. That switched into a conversation about string cheese in the refrigerator that she said, I just thought of this. I think the string cheese in our refrigerator is bad. I think it's bad. You need to throw it away when you get home. Into the AC upstairs yesterday was seeming a little weird. Can you just monitor that when you get home and then monitor it throughout the day? And then in the evening, let me know what the temperature is and just kind of make sure the AC is going. Directly, and this is in order of how it happened. I wrote it down after I dropped her off because I wanted to remember it. Again, baby monitors directly into string cheese, no transition, directly into the air conditioning, directly into the air conditioning. Can you check it? By the way, now that I think about it, there's some chicken breasts in the refrigerator. If you don't use it today, you need to put those in the freezer. In fact, put them in the freezer when you get home. You're not going to use them today. So just put them in the freezer. Then I know they'll be there, and we've got those in the freezer. Speaking of, don't forget about the dog. Jovi's on her last legs here in the house. At least I believe so, and requires a lot of attention. Requires a lot of friendly reminders to go outside to use the bathroom. And those 5 things went through her brain in about 5 minutes. I'm telling you, when I left the house, from the time I left until the time I got back into my house, outside of those 5 things my wife brought up that I then had to think about, mainly, what is she talking about? What string cheese and what refrigerator and what house? But besides those 5 things, and then the 6th thing of knowing how to get to the airport and home, just kind of the navigational part of my brain and saying goodbye to my wife, I think the only thing I thought about was the fact that the Thunder had won the NBA Finals. I think that was it. I think it was the only thing my brain thought about was like, did Shea have a good game or not? And that was it. The whole drive. One thing, which I thought about the whole day Monday and most of Tuesday. I just thought about Sunday night's basketball game. I don't know how my wife goes through and processes so many things so quickly, but it is, I don't know is it a talent or is it a curse? To those of you who are in that world, to those of you who just can process that much that quickly, is it good or bad? Because it was insane. And I was like, she started rattling this stuff off, and when she finished, it was just pretty much like, okay, we're here. Okay, I hope you heard all that stuff. Write it down in your phone right now. Write it down in your phone so you don't forget. And I'm like, babe, it's 4:30 in the morning. I don't remember the password to unlock my phone right now. It's the middle of the night. Okay. I am having a hard time remembering words, let alone have time to think about our entire refrigerator and go piece by piece into what might be expired. But again, might be a curse, might be a talent. I don't know. I love her either way. Okay, thanks for tuning in. I gotta go. I gotta go read. It's 11:58. I've got 2 minutes. I told myself I'd stay up till midnight. I've got 2 minutes to read this entire book.